Hi everybody, welcome back to the What Now Workshop. Today we are going to be replacing the motherboard in one of my garage door openers. So last week the garage door opener stopped working. I did some troubleshooting, did some reading on the internet, found out it's not the remote, it's not the wall switch. It was actually, turns out to be the motherboard, so that's what I'm going to be replacing today. Okay, so this is the unit that I'm actually going to be replacing. It's literally the motherboard for the garage door opener. Now what I need to do is I need to take off the old one, and it should be just 3 screws, unplug a couple of things, and then put this one in. Now this finally came in the mail earlier this week, and now that I have the time to do it, I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of. Okay, so in order to take out the old motherboard in your garage door opener, the first thing you need to do is you need to unplug the power. Very, very important. Disconnect the power. The next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take the light lens cover down, remove the bulb, which I've already done, and you're probably going to have to take this entire lens cover off here. And this should just undo by, when you open it completely, lift it back up maybe a quarter of the way, and then just lift up on those tabs. I'll set that out of the way. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to disconnect these wires. Now these are low volt wires. These operate your sensors that are your garage door sensors, as well as go back to the pad on the wall. And all you need to do is just take a screwdriver, push in on the little push tabs, remove the wires. You don't have to worry about getting shocked. Again, they're low voltage. They're not high voltage. It's not 110 or anything. Just remember the way the wires went. Okay, so we had red, we had white, we had double white, we had double red. So that's going to be the order that they go back. Now I'm going to slide these out of the way, just so they're not interfering with what I need to do. So now I need to take this piece off. And this piece is literally 3 screws. All right, I see where that landed. And that one's out. Now, I don't know if there's any wire in here that we need to disconnect, but if we need to, it should be relatively simple. All right, and then that one's out. Now we should be able to just pull this right off of here. There we go. Okay, so we have quite a few wires that are actually attached in here. Okay. Wow. This thing is filthy. Okay, so I see the wires that we need to attach. So we have wires here and we have wires here. So what we need to do is grab a hold of those, disconnect that, grab a hold of this one, there we go. Okay, so we have small one goes here, the big one goes here, and this looks just like our new one, just a lot dirtier. Capacitor looks good, it's not bulged. So that's odd why this would fail. But nonetheless, we're going to replace it. I have the new motherboard that's going to go back on here. And really what we need to do is we need to do everything that we just did in reverse by reconnecting everything. So this white plug is going to go, put that over the top so it's probably easier to get to the other one. All right, and there should be, there we go. And then this one, going to go something like this. All right, and then we will flip this around and put the screws back in it. And I have my screws right here. Now you want to keep in mind that the screw that goes in this bottom hole is longer than the ones that go up here. So pay attention to where you take these screws out from, so that way you know exactly where they go back. You definitely don't want to try to put a longer screw in a hole that's too short or too small for it. You might damage something, so just be mindful of where you take your screws out at. All right, so that's done. Now what we need to do is we need to reconnect our wires. Now if you'll remember, and this new board kind of color coordinates it for you. So the first one we had was red. The second one we had was white. And then the second set of wires, or I should say the third set, the third port, is both white. And there we go. And then the last port, the fourth one, is both red. Okay, so that's in. Now we need to plug this in. And our light works. That's a good sign, because nothing was working before. I will put this back on, and remember how you took it off? You just put it about a quarter up, and then it just like that. Now, the one thing I do need to do is route this out, because this should actually hang down, not be caught in the light cover. All right, so I'm gonna put the other bulb in, then we're gonna give this a test run. Okay, I've turned off the lights a little bit just to show you something. Before, this opener right here, it was flashing a very fast pattern. Not like if I was to hold the lock button and lock it. You notice how fast this one is flashing? This one was actually flashing like this. Really, really fast. And the garage door was not locked. I did check that. I checked the remotes, I checked the keypad, I checked the actual controls. Nothing would make this door work. Not only that, but my lights on the inside of the garage on the opener were flashing every once in a while. They were randomly flashing. So that told me that there was something seriously wrong. So let's just see if this works. So I'm gonna push the button and boom. Garage door now is operational again. And I know one person that's going to be really, really happy to see that work. And she's not here right now. Okay, so that is how you change out the motherboard in one of your garage door openers. Now, I did this in actually about 8 minutes and 30 seconds, almost 9 minutes. That's about how long this took. So it's very easy to do. It's not a hard project to do. The biggest thing though is this part is not cheap. This part costs about $111. That is with shipping, like a 2-day or 3-day shipping. So I'm sure you could order this part for probably about $70 and then just wait for it to show up. But again, this was not very hard to do. A couple of wires to unplug, 3 screws holding it, project's done. So anyway, I hope this helps you if you have this same issue. As always, thank you for watching my channel Lamppost Builds, and I'll see you next time in the What Now Workshop.